What's up, everyone? I'm Assam, this is Sophia, and we are the Couple Stream. We are back with a brand new setup. I hope you guys like it. Let us know in the comments below what you think of it. And today we are reviewing Space Force.
So, what is Space Force? It is a comedy on Netflix where the main character, played by Steve Carell, is promoted from the Air Force to a new section in the US called Space Force. And he is given the task from the president to get boots on the moon by the year 2024. So, one of the biggest questions I had going into this, being another Steve Carell series in a workplace situation, was, is it going to be as good as The Office?
Now, just a little backstory. We actually watched The Office for the first time last year. So we have The Office very fresh in our minds. So we're definitely interested to see him in a different role. And it's probably the first time we've seen him since watching The Office. The first thing I noticed about this show is that the cast seems very expensive. There seems to be a lot of well-known characters from various TV shows.
Yeah, we noticed straight away that there was a lot of, especially comedians in this, like comedian actors. You had Phoebe from Friends, you had Sue Sylvester from Glee, you had the guy that does the voice of Kronk.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever.
You know, you really should label these things.
But one big thing I found while watching the series further was they didn't get much screen time. You had, your core characters, and then you had these other really funny personalities that you really didn't get to see much of.
One thing that did bother me about this TV show was actually Steve Carell's accent. I felt like he was trying too hard to not sound like himself, when in reality he didn't really need to do all that, and I felt the accent was quite forced in my opinion.
What?
So at first, I must say, I was a bit distracted watching Steve Carell on camera because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm watching Michael Scott again. But it took about halfway through the season for his character Mark Nerd to really come into his own, and I was no longer distracted by the fact that it's Michael Scott on camera.
I got a question for you. Being a comedy, did you find it overly funny?
It wasn't hilarious. I mean, I guess I giggled from time to time. I think it was just light-hearted, but it wasn't hilarious or as funny as The Office, for example.
Yeah, and I think, I was thinking about that a little bit. I found that the actors really carried out the writing and the jokes really well. But the one, I think, big difference I find with probably things like The Office is that the writers and the directors said, look, you guys are good actors, you're funny people, this is the character, this is the situation, just ad-lib and act it out how you want. But I feel like this one was really heavily directed and really written and scripted.
Interesting.
If you think about it, there's probably, I think, 3 of the key times where I really laughed at this show. I think Steve Carell was probably just doing his own thing.
Yeah, I agree, but I definitely think there are those classic Steve Carell moments sprinkled throughout. Just a little bit, but they were definitely the best parts. The star of the show is the relationship between the 2 main characters, Mark Nerd and Adrian Mallory.
I totally agree with that. Their relationship was perfect. You had one guy that was, in the Air Force and that really strict demeanor, and then you had this head scientist, Adrian Mallory, who was that more, creative, scientific type of thinking that's just, they're both very different personalities, but they clicked and clashed really well.
We're going to eat your guts. So the game of mental chess has begun.
It's hungry hippos at best.
I like the way you put that. They clicked and clashed. They had great on-camera chemistry, and their personalities are different. The classic smart guy with the not-so-smart guy combination. One thing that disappointed me about this show was the way that it ended. It didn't leave me wanting more. It made me wish that there was more. It sort of just ended, and that we both sat there with that feeling of, oh, it just ended.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Yeah, with this season, there were about 30-minute episodes, and there was only 10 of them for the first season. I mean, given that there had to be that character development and that build-up, there could have easily been another, I think, 2 or 3 episodes to really finish it off nicely and leave us ready for that season 2 that's bound to come. Now, this was a good show, but is it as good as The Office?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
See, I went into it going, oh yes, another Office, really awesome cast. They don't have, they've got more of a budget because it's a Netflix series, so yes, we've got this. But there was a lot of unanswered questions. There was a lot of, there was jokes and it was funny, but it wasn't like, oh my god, we need to rewind that and play it again funny.
A simple way that I like to sum it up is that this show is basically not a top tier show, but it's still a good and decent show overall.
Yeah, easy to watch, short episodes that you can just get through quite quickly if you're in a rush to do something and you've just got half an hour to spare, chuck on an episode.
It is lighthearted and very easy to consume, and I think when season 2 comes out, I'll still be excited to watch it.
So if you want to know who you should watch this with, we sort of think it's a really good one, just an easy one to watch with your partner, or if you want a procrastination show, it's a really good one to get into that you can just chuck on when you're meant to be studying or you're meant to be working and you want something fun and lighthearted to get away with and waste some time with.
This show is easy breezy. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So there you have it. That's our review. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop next, and we will see you there.